Evil for ZETA is just on the other side here. Down we go, Pro. Loses it, and now we're down to 3. VCT on the verge of staying alive, and ZETA facing a terrible end here. Laz still stands though, so there's still hope. He has been putting in every ounce of his ability to this. And Barca, lovely little pick up there towards 1. Needs a bit more though, and he can't get it. Morris has already got the trade on it. Takajay still with the judge. These actually might not be a terrible fight for him, as he's the last one alive. The tag, not the frag, and he pushes it. He's just leaning forward, leaps to the jaws of what is death for ZETA here. But on the other side for VCT, they stay alive for now.
Absolute dominance, and for a team like this, again, in terms of building this experience on the international stage, and those are series you can look back on and really, really build upon. I mean, nothing went wrong for them, honestly, other than a couple of, I guess, misfortunes along the way in terms of some of those rounds. But again, in terms of a macro level, in terms of individual ability, it's just been scary to watch. I'm hoping they can replicate this sort of performance again. We saw a taste of this versus Envy. Obviously, the second map didn't go their way either, but that's a very good look for VCT coming out of this, and heartbreak for ZETA, but I just didn't see enough from them, Lauren.
No, I'm with you. I think credit where credit's due. Laz was fine, but in comparison to someone like Heat, Murray's, any of these players, I don't think they really compare in that regard. Again, this is the beauty of this test. We get to see where everyone else is at, how the regions are shaping up against each other. It is brutal, but it does end up showing you who is the best out there. ZETA gave it what they could, but I mean, the caliber of the boys on the screen there, I don't know how you're going to get past that.
Absolutely, and again, it becomes difficult to really place until we see a few more series out of them. Again, questions already raised with ZETA's previous series. Again, did pick up Split, but this time around just simply outclassed. I can't wait to see more of them. Again, he once again replicating a performance that was similar to Envy, and even today paying homage to Ye with the Marshall there on Breeze.
Absolutely.
Currently, right now, I mean, probably one of the hottest prospects in terms of individual players. I think actually the ACS going to increase again from their second map, so we'd love to get an update from that from the desk. But wow. It's just crazy from these guys today.
Yeah, a team to keep your eyes on. Certainly upset potential. If they can find some stability, in my mind, that ability to replicate this, to facilitate players like Heat time and time again, I wouldn't want to face them. And Brazil has brought out some of the best quality players, those young, talented prospects. We're seeing it here again in Valorant. Always can take a second to kind of still themselves. They've managed to keep themselves alive. And that is the most important thing here. This was an elimination game, and they're still standing.
Absolutely, and that's got to feel good leading into the next games that they will be playing. They will gather their thoughts and their equipment.
Which cameraman gave us that shot?
Yeah,
Hey, who's done that? Why do you want to make me sad?
Yeah. I'm crying.
That was a little rough. I mean, it's hard, right? Like, that's how it is. ZETA Division, they're hard to not like when you watch them play, but you're right. There was a difference in caliber today, a difference in performance completely across the board. And they should be happy with that one, walking away from here, VCT, making the region proud. I mean, look.
Champions also on the line. Whichever team loses today out of these two, they're not going to be going to Champions. They're out of contention.
The Hylia comes out, Bro's going to find one, and it's down towards the side. That's a sick ball! The 3K!
One enemy remains.
Oh, but Kiva's had the follow-up as well. This ain't pretty. Doesn't even need to zoom in. Doesn't need. Get out of here!
Direito. Bateu alto, mais um aqui.
Well, thank you very much there for Kakuka. We've been speaking a lot about Heat here on the desk, and I cannot wait to hear from him because he is joined by Dash on the Verizon post-game interview.
Thank you so much, Yinsu. I could watch that same play probably 100 times and never get bored. Heat, thank you for joining me. Mariana, thank you so much for helping with some translations. I want to start with that Marshall ace on Breeze since we just got to watch it. First off, walk me through it. That might be the entire play of the tournament. What was going through your head?
Vamos começar a falar dessa jogada do ace no mapa do Breeze. O que é que estava a passar pela tua cabeça nesse momento?
Eu só tava no feeling ali mesmo, tava no meio da pancadaria, da confusão e saiu a jogada. Basicamente isso.
Was just in the middle of the mess, in the confusion, fighting for it. Wasn't really thinking about anything specific. Just following the feeling, going with the flow.
Just hitting the shots, hitting the shots. You know, this brings up a conversation. I actually just heard Bala on the desk say players like Tens and yourself are some of the most exciting to watch. With all of these incredible Jet players in the tournament, I wonder how you think you stack up against those other top talents.
Sendo que há vários outros jogadores que estão também muito reconhecidos por jogarem sempre com Jet, jogar tão bem, achas que estás ao mesmo nível deles?
Atualmente eu acho que eu tô chegando nesse nível, sim. Tem que dar uma treinada ainda, vamos caminhar, se manter nesse nível e é isso.
Still need to practice, but he believes he does stack up against them, and he's been showing that.
Well, I look forward then for the opportunity that maybe you'll go up against a player like him and watch you two duel it out. From there, though, I want to talk about the transition from the last series you played to this one. Against Envy, it was one of the closest series we had, the only overtime we've had in the tournament. But this one was incredibly dominant. So what kind of learnings did you have from the previous series that you brought into today's to make sure you could make it so easy?
A série contra a Envy foi muito renhida, mas hoje esta série vocês, a Vivo, foi muito dominante. O que é que aprenderam com essa última série que trouxeram, que correções foram feitas que trouxeram para esta série?
Acredito que a gente reassistiu os jogos e deu para perceber que a gente estava um pouco afobado em determinadas situações do mapa. E a gente estava muito confiante também, porque a gente sempre consegue chegar na LAW e amassar todo mundo, então... A gente é o time da Lauer também, então não tem muito o que fazer. A gente chegou confiante por isso e reviu os erros que a gente cometeu na série passada e foi isso.
Just rewatched the game with the series with Envy, learned a lot from it, made corrections, and came confident out of the gate.
It seemed like every single decision and correction you made worked out in your favor. Final question is your next opponent's crew. You got to beat them in order to make it to the knockout stage. I know you have some familiarity with the team from playing against them in the past. How do you feel about that matchup?
Isso assim quer dizer que a próxima equipa com quem vão jogar vai ser a crew? Como é que, what's the question again?
How does he feel about the matchup? I know that they have some experience playing against each other.
Já que têm experiência a jogar uns contra os outros, como é o feeling agora com esse próximo jogo? Como será?
Acho que a gente tem que manter o pé no chão. A gente conhece a equipe da Cru, a gente treinou bastante contra eles no Brasil. E é basicamente isso, manter o pé no chão, saber que eles jogam muito bem também, porque eles fizeram uma série muito boa, começaram bem no campeonato. E é isso.
Just need to stay level-headed. They have practiced against them. They played against each other in Brazil. They respect that team, and now it's just keeping your cool and going for it.
Keep that composure, and the wins will follow. Well, again, Heat, I want to congratulate you on a dominant victory today and wish you the best of luck in the tournament. Mariana, as well, thank you for the translations.
Muitos parabéns pela vitória e boa sorte com o resto.
Thank you.
From here, we're going to a quick commercial break. When we come back, it's Havon Liberty versus Crazy Raccoon. We'll catch you there.